Now, as you know, I'm naturally a creature of the right wing. However, it doesn't really matter to me what part of the political spectrum you're from, because it seems that our politicians have zero clue about how the public feels at the moment about mass migration, and also they appear to be completely unaware that they're just enriching themselves in public and they think they can just get away with this. And it makes me think, how long has this been going on?
But in order to deliver the effect, the growth effect, there will have to be some additional managed migration. We will need more workers, possibly only for short-term workers, but we will need more foreign workers in order to deliver the homes and the infrastructure that the government is proposing to build. And politically, that's going to be very challenging. And if I was the government, I think that's where I'd be focusing my attention now, persuading the public that over the next 4 or 5 years, in order to deliver all this growth-promoting infrastructure and house building, we will need to bring in some foreign construction workers, albeit for a limited period of time.
Well, Lord Hammond, that's a very interesting point and probably worth another interview sometime. But for now,
anytime.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if we can just break down that little advertising segment on self-promotion, because that's what it was. What that was there was enriching himself. You've got an ex-chancellor of the Exchequer and Foreign Secretary, Defence Secretary, Member of Parliament since 1997, and he's recently slipped from the public eye. But this man here, this ex-Tory Chancellor, Mr. Philip Hammond, there's a few things that need to be understood about what he's just said there. So he's talking about if the country wants to promote the growth. There ain't no growth coming. It's not going to happen. And what he's proposing here, and this is a hilarious take on modern life, in order to complete the house building that we're going to need, essentially because we're bringing in millions of people from outside of the UK, in order to maintain high GDP, in order to maintain that, we're going to have to build another 1.5 million homes. And strangely enough, in order to build those 1.5 million homes, we're going to have to bring in more migrants to do that, which is going to cause them to bring their families, and guess what? That's not going to be short term. These people are going to end up staying here, and this is going to go on, and so probably we're going to have to build another 1.5 million homes in the next 4 to 5 years after this one, and then so the process is going to continue. And as Mr. Hammond said, this is going to be quite difficult to sell to the public. Yes, you could say that, Mr. Hammond. You could say that we've had it up to here with all of this migration. We've got 70 million people in this country. Are you really telling me that in bringing in foreign-born migrants in order to fulfill construction roles, that we already don't have those people in this country? We don't already have a load of unemployed people in this country who would be willing to go to work in construction. And as he said, oh, well, you need trained people. Well, I'm sure there are some jobs in construction that are very, very specific and that you need specific training, but there are also a bunch of jobs that you don't need to, and often it's just manpower that's required. And for that reason, I'm not buying any of this argument. But the second and more pernicious argument here, and why this gentleman, Philip Hammond, deserves to be taken from this planet and dropped into one of the levels of hell that he should be inhabiting himself. Here's a little list of the companies that he's involved in on Companies House. So let's go down them. And if you haven't done this, you can do this yourself. What you do is you go and put the company name in. You probably know this. You go and put the company name in and you type in Companies House after it, and it'll pop up with a link. You click on the link and you click the tab that says people, and lo and behold, you'll see Philip Hammond there. Now, looking at some of these companies here, Chiswell, that's a personal holding company. So holding companies are required basically when you've got a ton of money and you don't really know what to do with it. So you kind of create a company and put it over there, and you just kind of funnel some cash through there. Sometimes that can be abroad, sometimes it can be here. Then you've got Matrix Partners. This is an advisory service. Well, what this is money funneling. So there's more money funnels from companies like Chiswell into Matrix Partners, and you see how this all works for tax purposes. And then we're just into Mr. Hammond's house building. Oh, so there's Castlemead Limited, which is a house building and property development company. Then we've got Castlemead Group. Oh, so there's another house building and property development company. Oh, he seems to like the name Castlemead. So we've got Castlemead Developments Limited, which, lo and behold, is another house building and property development company. And he seems to like the name Fraser for a while. So we've got Fraser Holdings, Fraser Group, and Fraser Homes Limited. Oh, and they appear to be house building and property development companies. And so what this gentleman here is attempting to do is he's using his past status as Chancellor to come onto national television and lecture the British people on what he believes the politicians should be doing. And he's giving advice to the politicians and really telling them, well, if only the public understood what was really happening and what was really going on, then would be to move on and I would be to get really, really rich off all of this stuff. And at the end, here's his smile. Must be nice work if you can get it, to be invited on to a major news network to give your point of view on what you think everyone should be doing. And it just so happens that you've got a bunch of companies behind you. Must be nice to do that. Personally, I don't think this is an ethical practice. If I was as rich as Mr. Hammond is, would you really want to do this? Would you really want to do this if you were as rich as this man here? Is this necessary? Does he not see the damage that's happening in our society due to mass migration? These are the people that have been running our country. This man's a disgrace to the name Conservative. He's not a Conservative. He's just somebody who personally enriches himself. And this is a disgusting act on national television. And I'm going to put Philip Hammond into the dustbin of history as a result of what he's just done there, especially with this little smile there, while he enriches himself, while our towns and cities descend into, well, I'll let you decide what they descend into. Thanks very much for your time.